Hi everyone, this is Bridget from Happy Campers Live Here. I'm doing a video today to talk a little bit about some products that make life easier, from little things to bigger things, things that cost you almost nothing you can find around your house, to things that you might have to spend quite a bit of money on, but just some ideas for you. First of all, if there are must-haves in your camper, then you must have them, get them, and you have to decide what that is. For me, it's a pillow. I get a backache, have a headache, whatever, I have to have a special pillow, so I have that. If you have special pots and pans, or special bedding, or special towels, or whatever it is that you feel makes your life better, then get them. And other things that aren't quite as important to you, don't worry so much about. And try to get things, as inexpensively as possible, or at least that's my philosophy. I am not a big cook. My pots and pans came from a garage sale. My silverware, if I'm not using plastic throwaway silverware, is the stuff that I had when I had my first apartment, probably. I can't remember. But anyway, you have to do things that are important to you. I'm going to start by some just little hints, little things that you should have. One of them being plastic bags. Plastic bags work great, like freezer bags for storage, for a pair of wet sandals, for wet washcloths. I love them for leftovers. You can put them in, or even I make potato salad at home to bring with me. I put it in a Ziploc bag. And then as it gets eaten, I'm not washing a bowl and putting it in a smaller bowl so it takes up less space, or having it use the same amount of space. I'm shrinking that plastic bag, and then it's less and less space that's being taken in my refrigerator. Another product that I really like that is just a small deal, command hooks. I just started using them this camping season, actually, and they work wonderful. I was afraid. I put them on when it was cold. Thought they would come off. My camper's been hot. They still haven't come off. They're great for holding pot holders. I put one on the front of the cabinet to hold. I always have a different bag that I put like my paper garbage in, my napkins and such, so that I can burn them in the fire. I put one on the front of my cabinet so it's out of the way but yet easy to get to. Love that. Plastic bowls for storage in your drawer with matches and bread ties or whatever. They work great in the bathroom, so you can stack toothpaste up, and it takes up a lot less space that way, and it doesn't have to be anything expensive. Gladware or dollar store bowls, something real simple like that. I want to touch a little bit on entertainment. One thing that we have, and this is getting, more expensive, but a lot of us have it anyway, are iPads, or iPods, with our music on them, and a tiny little speaker. You can get these inexpensively. You can pay hundreds of dollars. Again, I guess that depends on how important it is to you, but take up tiny little bit of space in your camper. And if you're camping somewhere where you can't get a radio station, easy way to have music. Another thing for entertainment, and this kind of games and stuff, I love to play games. We don't have a TV in our camper. Some people do. That's your choice. For me, it's always been a time when I can get my kids to play games with me and my husband, and we can sit around and talk and giggle and do whatever, and it's not, the same things that we do at home. I have a little pencil box. It has Hangman and scribble pads and whatever, and just a bunch of crayons. And it doesn't have to be a big fresh box of crayons. It can be last year's crayons left over from school or whatever, pens, a little pencil sharpener, but it's lots of little things stored away in one neat little place. I also have bigger bins that I can still get into my cupboards, but they hold lots of miscellaneous things. This one in particular has dominoes in it. I also look for little games that you can play 2 to 20 people, I guess, if you wanted to. I have chips and Farkle or Yahtzee, games that don't take up very much room in the camper, store away easily in a bin, and people of all different ages and different numbers of people can play. So I like that a lot. Another thing, a product I really like, is this silly hot dog marshmallow stick. You go around looking for the perfect stick to roast a marshmallow with, which is fun for the kids, no doubt. But if it's the end of the night and everybody's wanting a s'more and it's getting dark or whatever, these work great. rubber handles. You can get them different ones. The ones I have happen to extend. Don't know how well you're seeing all that in the video, but anyway, these are wonderful to have around. We keep a half dozen or so of them around. Some other things that I like to have, I keep a tension rod in the front of my cupboard doors. I think you'll be able to see here. It keeps stuff from falling out. I have that in lots of cupboards. You can buy special ones for campers. They usually cost about $10 a piece. You can get them for $2, $3, $4 at Walmart if you just buy a regular curtain rod, tension rod. Some things I won't necessarily show you, but things that maybe are getting a little more expensive again that you could think about having for your camper though are some water jugs. They make water jugs that are specifically made to refill your water tank. So if you're running low on water, or you know you're going to run low on water, you can have those jugs with you. I think that those are awesome, important to have, especially if you're going to be gone for more than a day or two and you just never know what could happen. Maybe you won't use them, but it's nice to have them along. We also have what's called a My Buddy heater that we use in our camper. We are mostly off-grid camping. We do have a generator, which is another thing that's wonderful to have. Then you start talking some big bucks, but we have a slide on our camper, and without the generator, by the time we're done camping, we wouldn't be able to put the slide back in. But the My Buddy heaters don't use much power, and they take up a little bit of room. They're not warm to the touch, and they will help keep the chill off on a cold night. Another thing I like to do in the camper is my family has extra sweatpants, a sweatshirt, that sort of thing. If it's chilly, you can wear them, but they also double as pajamas on a chilly night. Maybe you won't have to carry as many blankets if you're carrying extra stuff like that. And they kind of had dual purpose. Everything in the camper should have a dual purpose if at all possible. Let's see, what are some of the other things I have? I'm going to get up and show you a few things. Oh, another one I like is a flashlight. Flashlight is a must-have, but if you have one of those that wind, then you never have to worry about if your batteries are going to run out. You can always wind it up. Some of them even have radios and whatnot on them if you can get a radio station. My family also has walkie-talkies that we use when we're out. It's fun for the kids. It is also a way to kind of keep in touch if you need to. So I like having those. A new product that we have just bought for our camper is an Oxygenics shower head. I heard it from another person who puts up YouTube videos, and it is wonderful. It makes the camper shower feel like a real shower. The downfall of it is the water will not shut completely off. Our original shower head, you could turn it and you can do your navel shower, get wet, turn the water off, soap up, turn the water back on, and rinse off without having to actually adjust the water temperature. The Oxygenics ones do not shut all the way off, and I thought it was a defect. When I called the company, they said they did that on purpose. So you kind of have to wait. It does make a much nicer shower, supposedly using less water. Hard to judge that for sure. Other things that we have is we have a small cooktop that we use outside that runs off a small propane bottle. I think they're 1 or 2 pound propane bottles. Great for grilling burgers. We actually have a couple different ones. One has a side burner on, so you can actually put a pot on there, boil some, corn on the cob or whatever you might be heating, beans, and then you can also grill hamburgers. Those are really nice to have. If you like cooking over the fire, by all means do, but sometimes it's hot and you don't want your camper heated up cooking things, so it's really nice to have those. We also have a great big grill. We've been doing this for several years now, so every year we kind of add to the toys, so to speak. Or we go camping with a friend who has a new toy that my husband has to have. But anyway, we have this big grill that we can put out, and my husband does, I'm sure everybody who camps has some version of it, Camping Gruel or Hungry Man or whatever you might call it, but we make these huge breakfasts on it. Super nice to have that big, huge grill. What else did I have? I wanted to show you a couple of things that are in our camper that work really nice. So I'm going to show you, coming over here, we have a light that, let's see here, sorry. We have a couple of these in the camper. Hopefully I can get a good shot of it. And they are LED lights, and they just run off of batteries. They make great night lights. They're great if your batteries are running low. Just to keep one of those going. And we have a couple of them throughout the camper. And they really come in handy. Another thing I really like, if you have a place to mount it that you know is secure, is this. It's a cup holder. It's not showing up real well here, I guess. Thought it would show up better. But it's, this is securely mounted to the wall. It works really nice. Another thing that we have are these carpet squares. Hopefully you can kind of tell they're just carpet squares. I got these at the dollar store, $1 a piece. Mix match, do whatever you want. Saves your floors. Take them out, shake them out. If they really get in a bad shape, throw them away. Who cares? And then one last thing I want to show you is I went out and got myself a good old-fashioned, not showing it to you yet, little push vacuum cleaner thing. It works wonderful. And we don't have nearly as much mess in here. If you have carpet, makes it easier to clean up. Alright, hopefully some of these ideas will be helpful. Have a great day and happy camping!